multiples, generalist. You're like the specialist in photography.
I wouldn't say that, but I mean, I do have an eye.
See, it's skill building.
And I was thinking about it yesterday to myself. I'm the kind of person that I know looking at a lot of photographers take pictures, obstacles getting their way in. Oh, yeah, get that over me, sort of. I'm like, nah, you leave that right there. We'll make that work.
Interesting.
I'm not sure what I'm talking about. I'm going to do this picture thing yesterday. Not this one.
Not those ones.
Not these ones. So this time I took the car.
The glass is back.
And got it closer to the fence.
Okay.
And tried to step above it, so I couldn't get above it. So I utilized it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a great shot.
And barbed wire kite is in the picture. But as you can see, it's not destroying
Yeah,
the
it's
picture.
destroying it. It's
It's
part
reading
of
the
it.
picture.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's giving the picture character, it's giving it something to it. What's going on here? So it's like, ah. So it's all about you using the obstacles that come in the image, and that's so I'm like, you know what?
But it's
I'm
it's
going back.
that camera has a great focus also to like capture
Yeah. Because
a real moving big thing.
it's a lot. It's a lot about the camera. But then it's also about finding those angles.
It's micro. It's also good.
Using the eye. Like I said, I can see it before it happens.
So it's like eye and the coordination with time. I mean, your body is like you should be in synchronized. See, that is a
In time, you know, time has something to do with it too. Because that shot I was showing you, all the tails, that was a time thing because when he actually stopped moving, he lost one of the tails that only a tree.
Mm-hmm.
So if I didn't take that shot when I did, but it was so much time.
It's a great.
Great time, great moment.
These are the things you can't learn at school. No, because see, example, your case in school, you're great at this.
Like
There's no way to like emerge it. You have to learn this. You have to learn because
nowadays you may find a class or two of mine or somebody that teaches, but then no.
nothing.
If you started it, then you would just kind of figure it out. And I didn't start it till I left school in 2008. I got my first camera either end of 2000, end of 2012. Then Ivan happened. I used that with Ivan, and after Ivan for the next one. I really started this in 2005. 2005. And everything that I know today has been self-taught. Me pushing buttons and figuring it out.
That's so funny. My case is when I finished my graduate university school, and then I passed the board exam as an accountant. Then what happened? I was pushed to working, and this first work I had was a mess. Why? Nobody taught me to do emails. Nobody taught me to communicate with managers, with co-employees. I was so stupid, despite me doing the university. Yeah. That's like crash and burn, and then after that, that's when I really learned. That's not, so it's not like when.
I think school should only go outside school, and after that, if it's schooling, it is actually putting you in a place where you want to be training you in that aspect.
Yeah.
Because you can go college all you want, whenever you start a job, you still got to get that on the job training.
Maybe do college a little bit. If you found a real thing that you think you would want to specialize, yeah, just like maybe medical experts are doing. They're doing 7 years of a highly specific thing. Right?
Let's look into other things on the outside.
Yeah. Because because maybe it's because they're dealing with life. That's why they're so focused with specializing with it, like a part of a brain or a part of our heart. Yeah. I think that's a better approach. Because and that might be 1% of what the school system is.
Oh.
And 99% is still the same. If a creative person and a non-creative person goes to school, they're gonna have the same training, which is bad for the creative people, right?
Well, creative is just like keeping creative.
But they're gonna find ways.
Just keeping creative, but just keep finding something to create, something to do.
The hard part, though, there are some creatives that needs help. Because some are not self-starters. They're too neurotic, they say. It's like they question, because if you're a creative, it's like ideas are flowing in you, right? And sometimes you question those ideas.
People like that usually just need that help.
Yeah, but if you're in the far side of the fence and you were not blessed with some situation or a helping hand, you're gonna be helped.
But then eventually they'll find it, because it'll take years to come. Eventually it'll come to them and they'll just go, look, better have your own.
That's the greatest answer, right?
Push, like, now that I'm back, I'm taking pictures, I keep telling myself there are going to be days and I'm going to want to do it. There are going to be days I'm going to have a headache. There are going to be days I'm tired. There are going to be days I'm annoyed. There's going to be days I'm just not in the mood to do it. Those are every bringing day I'm still going to have to get up and go do it. Every time I feel like that, I'm going to have to push myself and say, no, go.
Those are the best things to understand. But
a lot of times, like, these images that I'm getting over this whole Easter weekend, I'm catching myself going like, hey, remember you didn't want to come here just now? Just remember that. Remember you didn't want to come here just now. Look at what you just caught if you didn't come. This picture would not have existed for these people to see. You didn't come here for those 2 seconds. I found a new spot, ended up waiting an hour and a half on one fucking thing.
that's so grand.
That's so grand. Because I couldn't have the Wi-Fi to check where it was, and I didn't want to leave if it was coming, and I was like, stay if it's not, if it's late. And I called a friend, he's like, I'm DJing and I can't check it for you right now. I was like, so I called the next friend. When I finally called the next friend, he called him and said, yeah, based on what this app's saying, it turned it on for me. I don't know what's like. I took a whole hour and a half to call you just to figure that out. Yeah, well, that was the longest minute yet, but I got it. So, but then I realized that don't go and do it. I don't know if these images. They don't exist. And
It's weird.
I'm not trying to put me in other photographers because there's other photographers out there that I see and I feel like they do better than me. But at the end of the day, nobody can do it like me.
The most important
I
part.
can't. Because if there's that shot that they see and can't get to it, they'll probably walk away. And I don't walk away from it. I want to find a way. I gotta take that shot, see it over
So
3,000-4,000 times.
So some photographers are really great at what they do, or they don't have the character to do it. 2 things, right?
I guess that's the best way to put it.
Right? An attitude. It's like a work ethic.
Yeah, I guess so. My attitude can go through window some days, but most people I don't know how to deal with it. There's a ignorance names let it off. Where character, that's the way to put it. Some people agree, but the character can't do it.
It's hard, right? I mean, it's hard to debunk that those 2 things are different sometimes.
I spent, after 2005 to 2012, it was great. After 2005, I was going through some episodes with people, and I figured I was going to pull out of it. And I made a decision in 2012 to come out of photography. That slowly took us down because I still had cameras and I was getting rid of them. 2015, some incident happened in the family that just 2015, I kind of wanted to get back into it, and that thing happened in the farmland. It was like, maybe this is why I'm staying on a bit. 16 and 17 went, 18 I gave, 17 I gave the camera away. 2017 I gave the camera away. 2019 it's back in my hand. The last camera I had, I gave it away. 2019 it's back in my hand. 2020 it's in my hand for sure. And I was like, every time I run from this camera, it pops right back up. I've had about 10 to 15 cameras in my lifetime. All cameras. And most of them I got rid of for sure back up. So I looked at it like, and everywhere else I tried to venture off and go into and do, somebody knocked me down, shot me down, they didn't want me. And I was like, well, this is the one place that when I have this camera in my hand, everybody seems to be oh, he's here. So this is where you all fear me. This is where I'm coming back.
You're on the crosshairs of everybody's
Yeah,
eyes.
see me pop up with that camera, it's like, oh shit. And you know what? That's the feeling I want. So I'm popping up wherever I want with this camera going, and you just have to go, oh shit, because you could probably do it better than me, but you will never ever ever do it like me. And if you do it like me, and you'll be me, you can't do that. So there's only one me, only one sir. And I'm back. And I wouldn't say it's a back because I keep telling myself this isn't a comeback. What I went through before this, I consider it a training exercise. This is the mission.
So learning. Yeah.
This is the mission. I've come to execute the mission. And the best way of explaining it to people, when photography boosted and came out, it was me that kind of paved the road. It was here, but it wasn't like it was when I was here, apparently, being told this all the time. So the way I see it is I paved the road for all the other photographers to come and walk it. But because I paved the road and they walk it, I'm coming back to it right now.
True.
Yeah, I paved the road, so it's mine. I'm gonna keep walking. I'm a running now.
I mean,
So here I am. I'm not going to stop now. So, kind of want to stay away from weddings, kids' parties, baby showers, stuff like that. There are professional photographers for those events. And what people need to understand, photography is about the feeling as well. And if I can't make that feeling existing in you, no matter when, I ain't taking all of the pictures. So I ain't coming, you know what I'm saying?
the art won't come up.
Yeah. You gotta be able to enjoy that feeling. You gotta enjoy that happiness, and guess what? I don't really enjoy that happiness.
And maybe
that feeling.
your accuracy goes
It
down.
goes down because you're like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to feel it, you know, to do it. If I can't feel that, I'm not going to do it. So those why I straight.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I want to give my best, and I'm not coming in to do shit. And if I know I'm going to do shit, I ain't gonna do it.
Absolutely.
Hello.
Alright.
We're doing a podcast.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Take a break.
No, it's real
So
talk,
a
man.
friend of mine got like a
Oh,
conversation.
you missed each other. That's why.
He wants me to come. I'm gonna tell him to make sure you got the good photography. I'll be there if you don't mind. I'm gonna take one or two pictures.
But you won't take it, right?
I might. I might take one or two.
Yeah,
I'll
one or
never.
two.
But at the end of the day, you're a friend of mine, so I can probably feel like you know when we're there and have a good time. Like, hey, yeah.
But not like a professional thing.
No. Weddings and
Yeah, I
baby
gotcha.
showers and kids parties. And no soft table all over here. And I'm not just saying here because I really need money. You chase the money and never be happy.
I did
We're all
one
about that.
wedding back in 2017 from my friend. It's like how I could understand the dynamic. I was so dedicated. I was able to steal a captured video from the professionals that they hired. One of the shots,
Yeah.
and they were asking me for that shot to include in their video mash up for the
It'll happen.
because I'm into it.
Because when I'm in this thing, it's usually like, I'm in it for that one shot. And some days you can spend 5 minutes and get it, some days you spend an hour before you get it, some days you spend maybe the whole day before you see it. But when you see that one shot, you know you've gotten it. Hey, I got it.
Yeah, that
That's
shot
what I look
was.
for. So,
the case
I was
was-
saying that because for weddings, even if I take out my camera, probably only one shot that's gonna come with it, that's gonna be worth it. To me. They may be worth it to everyone else, but to me, it's only one shot come with it that I go, it's only one shot I'm looking for. And it's like it's how I like things. Easy for me to find something I like, I just keep looking at it, and it's the first thing that pops at me that makes me want to stop.
Oh, interesting.
Once it makes me want to stop, it's gotta be something about it. So it's like, you give me a picture, let's say you give me a catalog of girls. It's 30 girls, I'm turning the page, turning the page, I'll hold that page. Why am I holding that page? Because she just made me stop. Why she made me stop? So I'll hold that and I keep holding it until, she made me stop too, I'll hold that page. When I'm done, out of the 30, I found 2 that made me stop. Then we look at the 2 and find why they made me stop. That's how I treat everything. When I drink a soda, I read something, it's what pops at me.
So more of intuition.
So I guess so, because when I'm saving my pictures from taking, I'm looking at it and I might have 5 pictures that look the same. So I go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go back to each 5. And let's go back. And there's always something about the third one. What's the third one? Alright, I'm gonna save that one. I'm gonna work it out. It's like I just know which one to feel. And I guess I want to see. It's not what I want to see, I know it's what the people want to see.
Yeah.
But I gotta be able to know what they want to see.
That's a
You know what I mean? So I gotta be able to feel that.
it interlayers with how intuitive you are with the people's feelings when they see them.
And I don't want to say I've nailed that yet because that's still tweaking.
That's hard.
I've been tweaking from, I don't know,
Day one.
Day one, I've been tweaking it, but it's coming easier, especially with photography. How to just see. I mean, it's coming easier than anything for me. Just what pops at me, what makes me stop. Then I start there. If that makes sense.
It makes sense.
If it makes you stop, start there.
I think if you're highly open to ideas, it would make sense. But
That's how you put the color.
yeah, but the thing is, if you're not that appreciative, you don't know what makes a person stop at certain beauty. It could be beauty, disorder, even. It's like striking, appealing things inside it. If it's not that beautiful, how it is organized,
Yeah.
you must have a certain openness to ideas to like debunk these things.
Okay.
So, and not all were gifted with this. It could go as complicated as that, but
I
it's
think,
like,
you know, my theory is it's called inners. It's just life teaches us all in different ways, and when life teaches you the key, each time you learn a lesson, each key unlocks something new inside you. Not all of us got those keys.
that
Not all
is,
of us went through life and got certain keys. Some of us got similar keys, identical keys, but not all of us got keys that make them who they are.
I'm gonna agree on that.
So some people may enter a lot more keys than others because of their life experiences, they have a rough bringing up. So like taught themselves quicker than they should. So they end up with certain keys quicker than they should. And I think that's all it is. Everybody has it.
I
Just
do
certain
believe
keys
that everybody has it. It's just that,
I can still argue that theory
yeah,
because I learned with eyesight, not everybody can see the same way either. So I could be wrong with that theory. Based on my eyesight. Because not everybody
there's
can-
talent.
Because everybody can't
But-
see.
Sometimes talent is superfluous because you have to like really
My memory is good. And that's why I had to
Really
my eye doctor.
hone it.
Remember I got the tour, I had 21 vision. I said, let me tell you something. I got 20 for sure. But the 2021, the trick to it is I got good memory. So I can see a sign and I know what the sign says. And from 3 miles away, I can look down and see that sign. I can tell what that sign says, not because I can see the sign, but because of what sign it is by memory. I've seen the sign, I shape that sign, I know what that sign is.
So it's like,
Oh, that's like, hey, watch your pedestrian walking sign. I've seen that sign.
so your processors are working while you are like having a great vision.
Yeah.
Something really, really far away.
Yeah. So I can look at that sign, I can make out what the sign is and be like, I know what that sign says. Because I've seen the sign before. And I'm miles away from it. That's just how it works. Targets me.
Interesting.
It's not necessarily I can see far.
It's
Yeah,
this- it's-
but in most cases, you remember too.
It's the same for how I perceive danger. Sometimes when people talk around me, I could sense that there's something behind what they're saying. Because I've read it somewhere, I've understood it with a podcast somewhere, or I've listened to one audiobook somewhere. But it's not like an eagle eye. It's more on ideas. It's like sometimes when people string a set or bunch of words, oh, this is what will happen. It's like
I gotta say this.
it's like perception.
Wife used to say, and I do agree with you, energy is real, so you can feel it. But a lot of us ignore it because I don't know how to explain the ignoring part of it. But a lot of us do ignore it because I used to ignore it. And now that I'm coming more into myself, more aware of who I am, I realize I'll be open to certain crowds or certain people I've always been around. And all of a sudden I get this weird feeling. If that weird feeling hits you, you're in the wrong spot. So I see it like, hey, this is how I'm feeling when I'm here with these group of people. I'm in the wrong place. I'm not supposed to feel like that. So
Morning.
and that morning, and that to me is how you figure out your energy.
It's hard to like really accept that idea, right? Because there's no mathematical thing or like books to it. It's like
And it's all about
a
you.
gut feel.
And I think everybody keeps looking for answers in books, TVs, movies. The answer is very easy if you take it logically. And the answer is always exactly it.
Fair enough.
But you gotta look at it logically. And that's when the favorite two words come together. It's weigh the possibility, it's the probability. And then you figure it out. Because it's not impossible for like I said, to run to this wall. Because it's walking scared, smashed down, and I but the probability of me doing it is very, very off. Morning. Very, very off because I ain't strong in my wall.
Yeah.
But if I run with the right amount of force, hit that wall, right spot, right amount of force, I'll most likely go through it.
A different way of perceiving it. It's like writing a book. Possibility, yes. Probability, yes also. But writing a great book is different, right? Possibility, probability of doing it is like, yeah. I mean, so those are like,
Anything, because
and then it comes now to how do you ask the question to yourself? The question of probability and possibility. Did you make the question high resolution enough for you to understand the possibility and the probability of it?
I don't know.
Because see, if you ask if you could write a book, yes, it's possible, it's probable. But you should ask the better question. Could you write a great book? It's like word association, but it's like very helpful. Very helpful. So it's like, yeah, this wall, that's a great question. I mean, if you're like trying to like prove or
anything you do, I think you should just stop and ask yourself. If you don't believe it's possible, ask yourself first ask yourself if it is. Because if it is, then it's all about probability. And if you like me, you believe everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. It's only impossible because there's something in the way of it.
Yeah.
Because it might not be. Let's say you're my father, and I say that you $100,000. You go millions of dollars. I just want $100,000. You say no. It's not impossible for me to get $100,000 from you. The problem I have is that no. That's my problem. Is the no. So what's the probability in getting around that no? Getting yes, no. That's all I do. Like work it up based on possibility and probability.
Yeah. It could go complex, but sometimes it's like there's I mean 99% of the things we do wouldn't tremendously require to question those two logic, right? But there is this 1% that's really critical for us to like get to the next stage. That we should like counter argue how possible it is, how probable it is. Like doing something with a great relationship or maybe doing a creative thing.
You just said get to the next stage. And I think that's how I treat photography, especially once I feel like I've got the image I want. Once I got that image, then I'm like, on to the next. And I used to hate it. I used to find it so good because it's like, oh my god, I just did this shoot yesterday, this was great, why am I not into it no more? Like, why have I lost the feeling? I haven't necessarily lost the feeling, it's just, it's time to create something else now, it's time to on to the next.
Because 99% of the people love the result, and the 1% love the process. You love the process more than the result. That's why you keep on going to the next, going to the next, going to the next. I kind of like both, but I'm more on the process.
It's so funny because I know when my wife asked this question is it more, are you more intrigued in the answer or how you got the answer?
Yeah.
And I used to say I was just more interested in the answer versus how you got it. But now I realize I'm actually wrong with that. I realized a couple of months ago, I probably was really wrong. I told her that I was more interested in the answer, and you know what? in a no bullshit term, I'd rather you just give me the answer, right? But now it's like 2 plus 2 is 4, and I know that. And if I tell you that, they'll ask you that you tell me 4, it's like, okay, how'd you do it? I really don't want to know how you did it. And it's not because I want to prove you wrong. It's almost like I want to learn.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If you did it like me, you told me, oh, I did this and that, cool, no stress. You did it like me. But if you showed me something I didn't know to get that result, it's like, okay.
That's fascinating for me.
It's different. I did 2 plus 2 is 4 my whole life. I know how to get that. But you did something over here a little different. I still got it. So it's like, how do you do that? Teach me that. I want to learn. Not that I want to do it your way, but then it's good to know.
Yeah,
It's also good to know that there's an alternative way in case I get a hole in the road and can't do it manually.
What kept me here. That same logic. I mean, me striving to learn anything, like seeing
I wish I
patterns
had
from.
this in school.
Oh shit! I mean,
Jesus Christ, I live in the street, I live in down Wall Street,
what helped me a lot too is like how to like write ideas. That helped me a lot too. These things. Oh, I wish schools were better at. It's like teach people how to write, teach people how to think. What skills could be vital in these scenarios? Like even laugh at that scenarios. There should be something like being taught of that in school, but now we're like too focused on STEM. Yes, STEM is really great to progressing our civilization forward, but it's not the only thing. It's not the only thing.
There's a lot of money out there that can be invested differently.
It's just, I mean, it's a vulnerability, or maybe we're in the cusp of trans. We just had 50 years after, or let's say 70 years after World War. Unlike the Romans, 1,000 years, or the Mongols, 1,300.
I realized a lot of things when I was watching this documentary about the mafia and how they used to run New York. In 1984, they were still running New York. I was thinking 1984 was when my brother was born. And he was alive in that era. You know what I mean? So it really, a lot of stuff really ain't that long ago.
Hockey stick. What I'm trying to say is like since the 1900s, there's a few patterns that matches. First pattern, our usage of energy. It went hockey stick. Next, development of inventions. Same thing from the 1800s when we started finding energy resource. For coal, hockey stick for technology, development of technology. We found telephone, we found television, we found radio, we found internet, birth control pills, nuclear. Another hockey stick that's fascinating, processor speed. It doubles every 2 years. It's a hockey stick too.
What speed that is?
Microprocessors, transistors.
Okay.
From the 1950s, it's a hockey stick. And all of it now, 2021, is pointing up. It's not stopping. I thought the processor speed had stopped, but Apple developed the M1 chip now, so it doubled again. So
The most beautiful thing about going up,
going down?
you come down eventually.
Yeah, that's the
You
thing.
gotta remember to come forward through for how many years with no incident. And then one day she just took down. Out the blue. So it's like what goes up, it not must come down, they say. To me, it will.
Interesting.
It will. Those who are climbing up this ladder, pushing everybody down, they gotta remember. There's gonna come a time when you're gonna come down.
Well, there are real signs of it. We're really effing up the world resources. If we can figure out that part, we're effed.
They figure out that part. To me, it's very easy. The world is in debt by trillions of dollars, and 8% of the population
Oh,
has all the money.
but what I'm referring then is
Like there's the problem.
resources or natural resources. Like we're digging holes, mining too much, this hard to get metals we're using for our phones, and then garbage is another problem. That kind of stuff. Your argument about that, yes, 8% of the world could just take out 8% of their money to like make people zero debt.
If you got $50 billion and you took $5 billion and kept it yourself, and gave $45 billion away, you could still live the life you were living with 50 billion, with 5 billion.
Oh, better. I mean,
You still live the exact same life, there'd be no difference.
the thing is, 350 million could let you live way over the top of what the person.
Some people will want $100,000.
Unless you want to buy a rocket.
No. And I don't know why people want it in this space.